Hello there, this is Meet Your Professor. My name is Dr. Paul Murray, and you can call me Dr. Murray, you can call me Professor Murray, or as I prefer, you can just call me Paul. Here's just a little bit about me so you have some idea of who I am and what my background is. Here's my education, and let's start at the bottom. I received my diploma, which is similar to an associate's degree in America. I received my diploma in Canada way back in 1989 in engineering. And then you'll notice there was a pretty big gap between that and getting my bachelor's degree. Anyway, I got my bachelor in technology. I got that at Memorial University. Then I did a master in technology management, also at Memorial University. And lastly, I did my PhD in industrial engineering at Polytechnique Montreal. And that's an engineering school in Canada. In the middle there, I worked in industry. I worked in aerospace manufacturing. I started at Boeing back in '88, so that was right when I finished my first associate's degree. I worked there for 10 years. Then I moved to Los Angeles and worked for a company called Thermal Equipment Corporation. And I spent several years there as a project manager. Then I moved to a place called Ducommun Aerostructures, and I worked as operations manager there. And here's a few of the projects that I worked on. I worked on the Boeing 777 design build team, which sounds kind of fancy, but when you consider that there were 10,000 engineers working on that project and I was one of them, I just played a real small role in a big project. That was apparently a $5 billion development project. I also worked in manufacturing as an operations manager, responsible for building the tail rotors on the Bell helicopter, or one of the Bell helicopters. Another big project I worked on was for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and we built an autoclave for them. Now, it was a pretty interesting project because it was big and it was kind of exciting. The autoclave is used for making Boeing 787 airplane parts. So that's the model after the 777. It was also interesting because we had engineers from Japan, Britain, and America all working at the same time on this one project. Coincidentally, the time zones for those three countries are all exactly 8 hours apart. None of the engineers from different teams would be working when the other engineers were working, and it was a real challenge for communication. That's a little bit about me, and I look forward to meeting you and doing this course together. Talk to you soon.